Getting started on this Thursday. Good to see everybody. Happy Thursday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. You know what's so funny or so fun is when we wave at each other, it's technology is amazing. We've got people all over the world, I'm in Romania. Andrea's somewhere Cluj. Is that right? Did I say it right? Okay. We got Canada, we got Miami, Florida, we got everywhere around the world, and we're waving at each other all in one location. Isn't that cool? So, all right. So, Andrea, this could be a topic in itself. Have you ever thought about that? Are you the type person that like questions things? Like you're like, I don't know, I can't really do this until I know exactly how to do it. And then you think about it and you're like, do you know how Zoom works? Like how it gets all these videos on here, all different places, all over the world, sending signals? No, we're just glad we can dial in and make it happen in the morning. So, sometimes we can overthink things. So, all right, that was a side nugget this morning, I guess. Just all right. So, the word for today is strength. Strength. How many of you feeling strong today? I saw Pat Ogden on that horse, and I was like, yes, that's strength right there, Pat. You made our day. Um, this word was requested by Cheryl Elliott. And if you look at the definition of strength, it's the quality or state of being physically strong. I think we could have all guessed that. The capacity of an object or substance to withstand great force or pressure. I kind of dove a little bit more into number two, okay? But I do got to say something about number one. And I'm going to go back to our physical well being. Okay. Another reason I'm so proud of Pat. Objects, here, our body can withstand a lot, it can withstand a whole lot. But what it can't withstand is not moving it. Okay. I'm talking about if you want to deteriorate the body, don't move. And it's the fastest way to deterioration. And what I love is I'm seeing so many people across here moving and working, and it's like, okay, that's physical. That's creating physical strength that's going to create longevity in our life. But what about withstanding pressure, force, emotional strength? Well, it's defined as the ability to respond in an open and vulnerable way in face of intense emotional experience. Now, I went very quick to the owners of our company. I got to share this quick story. I got to be fast. So, I haven't always had the greatest emotional strength. And here's what I mean by that. I'm being vulnerable. So I don't know. You had to judge yourself, okay, like I did me. But what I mean by it is, I'm more of the person like I'll open the door for you. I'm a yes, sir, no, ma'am kind of person. I feel like most of my life. But if something I feel like pressures me or attacks me or attacks people I love, my emotional strength is not very strong. Like I found myself in a lot of not great situations in life because I was quick to respond in maybe not the best way. Okay, I'm trying to be as politically correct as I can. And so I'm having this morning, I'm having some time with one of the owners of our company, Darren Zobrist, and he was telling me a story about a time where he was at a gym and this guy comes out and he just like attacks him because they had just shifted his water bottle over so they could use a piece of machinery. And he went like rage on them, like mad, like just giving them the, 10, whatever. And I'm thinking, what would I have done? Snap right back, probably got an altercation, craziness. And you know what he did? He just said, I'm so sorry we did that. so sorry, and I'm sorry it angered you. And they just kind of walked away. And he said, I had to pray for the human that day because they were so angry about that situation. And I thought, wow, isn't that emotional maturity, strength? I need me some of that. Okay. I'm just being honest because I can be very polite and then really break like not happy quick if I feel like that either somebody's attacking us. So that's emotional strength. Um, it's being emotionally strong in the face of anxiety, like thoughts, feelings, rather than running from them. Has anybody ever rubbed you wrong? Come on now. I know that's been the case before. And you'll let it bother you all day, all week, all month. Matter of fact, you can't even you might not even be able to get along with the human after that because of something. They set you spiraling in a direction. I challenge us all to be a little more emotionally strong, resilient, more like Darren Zobrist, right? That's a little more calm and goes, you know what? I'm not going to let this one thing change my day or change my outlook of that person. I'm just not going to let that happen. Matter of fact, I'm going to pray for them. Imagine that. Wouldn't the world be a better place? So I was convicted this morning and said, Brent Palmer's got to do a better job because being and showing emotional strength, here's what it does. I'm less discouraged by setbacks when I'm emotionally strong. I'm more adaptable to change when I'm emotionally strong. I focus on getting around the hurdle rather than feeling like I need to run through the hurdle. Okay. I figure out ways. I tend to see the larger perspective when I'm emotionally strong and I'm able to recover more quickly and not spiral out of control. So that's my thought today. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well,
This was a
that
good
was a
one for
great,
me. I was
great
convicted today.
lesson.
Yeah.
So good for all of us because we've all had those moments where we've had the adult temper tantrum, right? And I know you're not the only one, and I know that I am definitely guilty of that. So what I looked into was okay. I love all the benefits that you talked about, Coach. I want this. I want that emotional strength. And just so you guys, real quick, you are right now in Cluj, and you are in a botanical garden with me. So a couple of the team took us here to show after our last one-on-one. So if you hear birdies, that's where we are. It's not quite spring yet, so the flowers are like this big, but it's still gorgeous. So welcome.
And just so
Welcome.
everybody knows, Andrea is in the botanical garden and I'm in my hotel room. Okay. It is, I have this pretty background on, so you can't see, well, the dark room in here. So, all right. Good deal.
Well,
Hope
now
you
I feel a
enjoyed
little
the
guilty. Anyway, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna have the strength to let that go. So what I looked into was okay, how do we develop this beautiful skill of emotional strength? So first of all, I have to have self-awareness. I've got to allow myself time to reflect and practice that self-awareness and give myself the distance between. So kind of let's just pretend that we're all in the gym and some man just came up and yelled at us, right? Or whatever it looked like. If we're daring in that this moment, we've got to allow ourselves the time to maybe step away and see like what's actually happening and see what we truly need in that moment. So it might be hard if somebody's yelling in our face, but if we can step away and if we see in ourselves that there's times where we're not being very self-aware and maybe we're having one or two too many temper tantrums inside ourselves, to take the time to slow down and do that self analysis of what's going along inside us. Second is we have to accept those negative emotions. So often we hear people say, well, be happy, or just be positive, or it's really not that bad, or so and so has it worse, right? Like, have you ever heard that? Like, where somebody is talking to you and or maybe you're talking to yourself and you're not allowing yourself that space to have those negative emotions. But emotionally strong people recognize that they have the full spectrum of the emotions. And it doesn't mean that we're going to wallow in it. Like if I wake up tomorrow and I am, a grumpy monkey, that doesn't mean that I sit in it and wallow in it, but it does mean that I acknowledge it and say, okay, what's going on, Andrea? Why do you feel a little bit grumpy today? What are you dealing with? What can you do to overcome it so that you can process it and move on? And they say that it takes about 90 seconds for us to work through an emotion. But first, we've got to notice it, and then we've got to accept it, and then we've got to kind of see how it feels, and then allow it to go drift out in the other direction. 3, if I want to be emotionally strong, I've got to realize and treat obstacles like challenges. So talk about obstacles to yourself and others as a challenge instead of that failure or that dead end. Coach talked about the difference between can and can't. And it's like, well, the way that we get to that other side is to say, well, this is just a speed bump. I might have to go over it slower, but I can make it over to the other side. And, sometimes what can feel like an ending is really just a little challenge, just a little hiccup that's going to allow us to get something new. And number 4, I've got to recognize that change is part of life. Now, I'm a creature of habit. I want to park in the same parking spot. I want to walk through the grocery store the same way every single time, so they better not rearrange. Like, I want to do the same workout. I like the sameness, but that's not life, right? You get out of your comfort zone, you get out of your neighborhood, and we have to learn and adapt to new situations all the time. So a strong person recognizes that that's just part of life, and they adapt as they go. And then lastly, if we truly want to be emotionally strong, is we've got to be truly thankful. Being thankful is a key characteristic of emotionally strong people. Focusing on gratitude every single day. When you get up in the morning, oh, I'm so grateful I woke up. And every night, I'm so grateful my babies are safe and the people I love are provided for, and whatever it may be. It can be the small things, right? I always talk about that feeling when you slide into bed and your sheets are so crisp and tight around the bottom of the bed. There's no wrinkles. Best feeling in the world. So just taking a moment to notice that little thing, that first sip of coffee, whatever it may be, but that gratitude allows us to be stronger. So thank you for this word, Cheryl. And Coach, you didn't talk about the special birthday today. I know she's not on here, but
Yeah, so today's my daughter's birthday. I woke her up at 2 this morning to tell her happy birthday. I said I wanted to be the first, okay? But I want to tell everybody this, as we end, I don't know what's going on in your life right now. I mean this in all sincerity, and it's just on my heart to say it. I don't know what's going on in your life personally. We're all different. We all have challenges and obstacles. But I challenge you this. I challenge all of us, myself, that we don't know what the future holds. Only God does. And sometimes the best thing in life is right in front of us, but we're having to be patient and walk through the process, which is emotional strength. Andrea right now, I don't know if Claudio and Klaus, if they could come around and say hi. I don't tell them I'm requesting them. But here's the thing.
you want to go
Andrea's having to work through a process right now of going and trying to build a team, spending money, like all of this stuff but the future, what the future might hold is something really beautiful if she's willing to stay with it. And I know she is. Whatever it is for you right now, there might be an obstacle in your life, but right around that obstacle might be the most beautiful blessing ever. I challenge us to go towards it, like attack it and be thankful for it rather than fearful of it, because sometimes fear holds us back so much. And that's just a thought I had today. I don't know why God put that on my heart to share. I hope for some of you, I hope somebody, it was meant for you. But guys, we love you so much. I know, Andrea, are you headed over there?
I'm trying to come grab them and so they can say
So
hi.
Andrea said she's in Cluj, like everyone knows where Cluj is. Claudio, Klaus.
Brent is there as well.
Good to see
Yes.
you. Good to see you
Yes.
guys.
So just wanted to say hi to you, just so everybody here on the Coach's Corner all over the world knows Claudio and Klaus, and I get to experience their amazing self tomorrow here in Bucharest. So can't wait. Safe travels over. And this is our Coach's Corner. So people from all around the world on here. So just
Cool.
wanted to
Looks
introduce
great.
you guys to
Yeah.
the world of the Coach's Corner. So
Looks
love
great.
you guys,
Hi,
safe
everyone.
travels. Have a great day.
100%. Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Guys, have a great day out there. Let's
Bye,
unite
guys.
today. Make them have a better
Bye.
day.
Thank you,
Have a great
Coach.
day.
Bye.
Till next time.
Thank you, Connor.
Thank you so much. Thank you.